So, welcome to today's episode of Keeping It Real, Doug Jong. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Doug Jong, and you'll see something on there called subscribe. So make sure you hit that, and also on Instagram and also Facebook. And today we have some awesome guests overseas. These are the guys I'm actually endorsed with the guitar pedal from Bakersfield. So here we go. STS
Hey, what's up,
Effects.
Doug?
How you going, man?
Hello.
So, what's happening in Bakersfield in California right now?
Just a lot of rain. A lot of rain and a lot of COVID.
Yes, of course. Or maybe, sorry, I should have asked you to introduce yourself first before we talk about all your awesome stuff you make.
That's okay. I'm Mike Spanke, owner operator of STS Effects, and this is my dad, Teddy Spanke. How you doing?
How you go, man? And what kind of pedals do you have there today?
So today I have to show off three different pedals. One is the trademark pedal for our company, which is the boost pedal.
I'll just zoom you in there. There we go. Cool. Yep. And it's all right. So, do you want to just maybe talk about the ins and outs on each side of that and all of that?
So the boost pedal was our first pedal. It's our trademark pedal. It was invented out of necessity versus playing the other boost pedals that are on the market today. It was developed in the garage, literally on a whim. Started getting back into putting a pedal board back together. I don't use a lot of pedals myself, but I do a lot of country playing, a lot of southern rock.
Hey, Kelly. Yep.
And the amps that I'm using and the guitar that I use, I wanted to be able to step up the volume without altering the tone. So
Right.
I did a lot of research. I spent about a month and a half, 2 months breadboarding a boost circuit. And boost circuits, everybody knows, the easiest circuits to manufacture.
Right.
But they're very hard to get right and to make very versatile. So after spending a few months with the tone circuit of the boost pedal, I was able to make it basically a buffer circuit and a boost. So it sustains your original tone
Right.
all the way through. And it works good as just clean boost. If you have a low wattage amp, it works amazing for driving of 10, 15 watt amp, letting the preamp and the gain stage of the amp do what it does naturally. And it works fantastic for running in front of a fuzz pedal or an overdrive pedal to drive that pedal as well.
I'm really glad you actually said that, because that'll be good for some people who are actually watching. There might be some students watching about the order of effects. I mean, I know it's art and you can actually do lots of different things, but how you might see it, because you have a lot of experience doing this.
Well, we've got two different ways, actually. So I'm the guinea pig. I'm a touring musician, and I'm the guinea pig.
And what's your name? Can we get your name as well?
Teddy Spanke.
Yep.
And so what Michael's taught me is that, I put it at the front of after the tuner and after the compressor, I put it, next in line. But he has created it to where it goes at the end of the line too sometimes. Or you can use two, as the guitar player in my band's putting it at the end, because he uses an EP booster as well, but it kind of takes the sparkle away. So by putting the reinforcer at the end as well, now it cleans it all up.
Yeah.
So we've offered this pedal to kind of go off of what my dad was saying. There have been a few volume pedal modifications out there on the VP Junior. This one here.
Ah, okay, cool.
And so what I did is
so you hot rodded the volume pedal. You modified, customized it.
Yes. Absolutely. So with JHS makes fantastic pedals. Analog Man makes fantastic pedals, but I think by them using an op amp in their circuitry for a buffer on these pedals, I think they kind of missed the mark a little bit, losing the clarity and that natural sparkle that transistors give to the circuit. So what I did with this pedal here, which is the Renforce, it's French for
Yep,
boost.
hold that up. I'll just zoom in. Here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh wow, sexy pedal, man. That is so cool. I got to ask you about that. Yep. What does that do? What does that one do?
This is the boost pedal.
Yep. Okay.
Just like you have.
Yep. It's a lot. It's awesome, by the way, because I've got heaps of heads.
That.
I've got like 13 different heads, so it's amazing. I just can't show you because it's on my rig next door. It's an orange one. I got an orange one. It's good.
Yeah,
Matt?
you got a hydro dip.
Yes. Well, you can see I play orange Strat, so it matches the Strat, so it's good.
Actually, I've watched a lot of your videos, man. It's incredible. You're very
Thank
talented.
you. Thank you, sir. That actually means a lot. That's cool. Yeah, I was just, over in the States, as you know, doing the whole Tom Morello thing. Then I came back and then came back to NAM, and that's where I met you guys. So yeah,
Right.
shredding on. So and what other? Do you maybe want to hold up that the volume pedal thing again, and I'll just zoom in and see. You can tell us about that a little bit more.
Yeah. So if you look back in the back, I've got the potentiometer installed into the back. And
Wow.
I know you can't really see too well, but inside it looks completely stock and factory. But if you plug in,
Cool.
yeah. So it's on, and you get. I use a different color LED. I use pink on anything custom modded. Everybody uses green or blue or UV, and I support the Tatas. I'm using pink. So pink fan now, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But
Cool.
I'll tell you what, with this volume pedal and having that circuit in here, all the way from toe to hill, you do not lose any clarity of your instrument.
Wow.
You do not lose any of your mids, any of your highs. You maintain your original signal all the way through the sweep, which is fantastic when you're trying to bring your level down but maintain your gain.
Well, the other thing about it is that you can turn the knob so it is all the way off, and it's still unity gain, but it still gives that sparkle. Or you can bring the knob anywhere in between, like a volume knob, like the same one on the reinforced A, and that way you can add boost, or just use it as a volume pedal with the clarity to it, the sparkle to it, I should say.
Wow. So with the potentiometer on the back, is it only a fixed level of boost, or does the pedal work independently of the boost?
The pedal works independently of the boost. You have your original sweep here is still the original potentiometer that works in the pedal. And this is a second one that's installed that basically, like you said, when it's all the way off, the gain, it's at unity gain. It's just like you're going straight through to your amp. It's not adding or subtracting any signal from it.
Right.
But by adding just a touch of boost, you're giving your signal back what was taken out of the pedals before it, which gives you the ability to put your pedal at the end of your pedal board rather than at the beginning. Which is fantastic because you're buffering all the other pedals that are coming through your pedal.
Right. Yeah, cool.
Right, and it restabilizes the signal. It's fantastic. And I did a blind test with this one versus two of the other manufacturers.
And a stock one.
And out of 21 guitar players, they all said this one sounds the best. And they had no idea which ones were which.
Wow. So all the guitar players watching this, make sure you check it out. So how do they... Oh, well, I've just put it down here. So STS Effects on Instagram and on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
what else have you been making? Can we have another look at another pedal?
Absolutely. So here is...
I'll just zoom in for you.
This is our optical compressor. And I apologize. The one I had to choose from for the interview was my personal, so I didn't put any of the badging or labeling on it, which is an optical compressor.
Right.
And it's just two knobs. You have volume and sustain.
That's awesome.
And it's a very transparent compression.
Very simple.
Slight boost on the volume. Unity gain is at about 2 o'clock. So it gives you just 3 or 4 dBs of boost, but it's very minimal. And the sustain it's not like a Dynacomp. It's not like a Wampler that you can actually feel the compression when you're hitting it. It's very slight. It's very transparent, and that's kind of what I'm basing the company STS Effects off of, is allowing your original signal to be what it's going to be. We pay a lot of money for our guitars and pickups and amplifiers, and we want to maintain that signal. And that's kind of what I'm trying to go with. So I haven't put 15 circuits out in the last year like a lot of companies do. I'm focusing on
getting it right. Yeah. And making it amazing, yeah. And it's great stuff. So those people who are watching, I actually have some of this stuff, and it's awesome. I've just got the boost pedal. And so and I thought, do you have an A/B switch there as well or something?
Absolutely.
And can you maybe tell us, you go?
One of the pedals that I absolutely love. You guys got to see my version 1 of the reinforcer here. But I came out with a version 2 about 2 months ago, where the stickering isn't on there and the LED doesn't protrude anymore. So what I did is I have the logo cut out of the enclosure, and I put diffuser glass behind it because the LEDs are too damn bright. When you're on stage and you get 15 pedals in front of you, they blind you. When you go to look at the pedal board, you can't see it. So what you end up with is this here.
Ah, wow. What you're just talking about is so true, like an air conditioner at night. Why is the LED so damn bright? You can't sleep.
Right, exactly.
It's like sleeping with the light on. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
that's awesome, man.
AB switcher, you get it. You can order it in 2 configurations. You can do 1 in and 2 out to go to 2 amps, or like a lot of I've been requested more of these than I have the other ones. Is 2 guitars in, 1 out, so you can leave both your rigs plugged in, and that way you always know what channel you're in.
Yeah, I like that. How the shape of the metal actually, it's an indicator, it's information. It's not just a light, so you have to decipher it.
Right.
It's obvious. Yeah.
It tells you what channel you're in, because I don't know about where you guys play at, but we play a lot of nightclubs, and after 3 or 4 sets, you have 3 or 4 drinks, and you might get confused. But I do have something else that's very exciting.
All right, let's check it out.
Share with you.
Cool. And I've just got another. We will do this, but I've got a guest to come and ask you some question as well. Is going to pop on in a sec. But let's do this pedal first. So Andrew, I'll be right with you, sir.
This isn't a pedal. This is a pick box.
Yes.
These things are fantastic.
Show them how it works.
So this is a pick box that I'm manufacturing for a company here locally, Bakersfield Sound Co. They're a local music store. They're awesome. Customer service is next to none. So I don't have any in stock for my STS effects right now because I've sold out. So, but basically what it is, it's a 2-inch by 2-inch box, inch deep, and it's just big enough to hold all your picks, but they have a magnetic lid, and this goes right on your pedal board. So when you load it up, the lid doesn't fall off. It's big enough to get your fingers in, and it holds a large amount of picks without taking up a big footprint.
That's cool, man.
For $12.50, no more Altoid tins getting crushed in and your picks falling out everywhere.
Yeah, right. So for Australian dollars, it's probably about 900. No, just kidding. But I've just got. That's a great idea, man. So I want one, but I have to wait till all this stuff. Okay, cool. Well, just got Andrew here from the States as well. I'm just going to drop him in for a question. Here we go. Welcome, Andrew. How you going, sir?
Can you guys hear me?
Andrew, how's it going?
What's up?
So, Andrew is used to work for Line 6, right?
Yep. You can hear me, right? I'm just making sure my mic's working.
Yeah. All good.
Of course, my dogs just came in.
So
I'm actually not too far from you guys. I'm down in Thousand Oaks, so we're pretty close.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm familiar with your location.
Yeah, I'm just off the 101. So unfortunately, we can't meet up in person because of social distance.
Soon.
I'd say we're a safe enough distance away right now. About an hour or so.
So, do you have any questions about what these guys are doing and making, Andrew?
No, I was just listening to what you guys were doing. That volume pedal sounds pretty badass, and I was definitely digging the colors. If you couldn't, it's my iMac camera, but I'll try to show you.
Oh wow!
Are those the gems?
That's just those are the RGs. The gems are behind the computer, but if you couldn't tell, I love fluorescent hot colors.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
that's cool what you guys are got going on over there. What's that?
I still have my original 1988
Nice.
floral print Jim 77.
Oh wow, that's
Nice.
cool.
Still
I think
have it
I've
after
got
all these years.
Actually,
I've got
had
a-
two.
I
I
had
got a
two.
gem right there. There's my gem right there.
Oh yeah,
7 BSB.
that's a nice
Yes.
one.
So Andrew, with the stuff you're doing or have done with your live rig, because do you still gig live and all that kind of business?
Not like I used to.
Right.
You know, it's funny. Maybe these guys aren't aware. I think you mentioned it briefly, but I was in the music industry for the last several years, working for Yamaha Guitar Group. And what's funny is that being in the music industry, I think I played less guitar than I did in the Marine Corps. You know,
Right. Okay.
I used to tell people, yeah, I played more guitar in the Marines than I did surrounded by guitars all day long.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so you know, it's the only real or most of the playing I did, you know, up on a stage was when we'd have our monthly company jams because
Oh right.
I just get so busy, or, you know, whatever, and time flies by. But I had plenty of coworkers that had regular gigs that were, you know, like down in the Viper Room and around the Hollywood area. You know, as these guys know where I live, it's a bit outside LA, so you know, hiking down there through LA traffic isn't very conducive.
It's
Yeah.
not fun.
No.
Yeah,
You
but we
guys
do
drive
that.
on the wrong side of the road, man. Because I hired a car. I hired a car over there, and
I tried driving on your side, but they tried to arrest me. It's crazy.
yeah. I was driving for 15 minutes. And I was like, yeah, cool. Every time I turned left wide, left wide, left wide, left wide. And what happened? I turned into like 6 lanes of oncoming traffic. True story. And I had to do, because I was driving a big car. I was driving a Charger. It was really cool.
Oh, I remember those pics.
Yeah.
Man, that was a
Yeah.
sweet ride.
And I may have done some burnouts in it, but I can't confirm that. But it was.
Tell the rental company.
Anyway, I had to do a 36-point turn. Hey, Chris, how you going, man? To turn around.
Chris. Yeah.
There we go.
Everybody's
But
live streaming. Chris was just streaming. Now Doug, and I'm about to go on in 30 minutes.
oh, right, cool.
So it's like,
Oh, thanks.
you
Yeah,
know, we're all got nothing to do but live stream. It's great.
No,
So,
absolutely. It's awesome though, because I've heard so much original music and so many people who've been outside of the music industry here locally that they've been coming on, nothing else to do. They're writing songs and there's some good stuff coming out. And it's impressive. It's inspiring because all my friends that are out there that are playing right now, they have nothing else to do, and it's forcing them to be creative. And
yep.
it's
Yeah, you know, you
one of the
can't
blessings
keep
that's
a
coming out of
musician
local
tied up
music
too
industry.
long, you know, where it just starts flowing, right?
Yeah, it's got to.
And
It's-
on the other hand, is I play 120, 130 shows a year, so now I'm not playing at all, so I'm doing yard work.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm catching
so,
up.
so Andrew, do you want to maybe quickly say like what your role was at Yamaha and what you had to do with
so
products?
I was I started out as the product manager for wireless guitar and microphone systems because my background before going to Yamaha, I was actually working for the Department of Defense on communication systems. So a lot of people like military and then music industry. What the hell? They just both begin with M. But no, there's so much overlap because we had, you know, I worked on radio systems for air traffic control, you know, mission critical stuff, and you know, live music, pretty mission critical, right? If you got a dropout, you're hosed, right? Because it's all happening in real time. But yeah, it's all the same kind of underlying technology, right? You got
Right.
frequency hopping and all that. So that's why it was a perfect role for me. And you know, my background, of course, my other backgrounds in music production as well. That's what I also went to school for. So then, being a guitar
Chris.
player and guitar lover, the opportunity came up to take over the Variax product line. You know,
Wow.
line 6 products. So I did that until I left in October, but I loved it because, I mean, I've been playing Variax for long before I was working there, you know. So I was a proponent of the technology.
Right.
I embraced it. I got it. I was a long-time customer of Line 6 in Yamaha. So, you know, it was like getting paid to do what you love. So I wasn't complaining, but yeah, that was great. You know, I like, listening to other folks come up with cool product ideas and seeing you guys put them out there. So that's always encouraging. In fact, I got off a call with one of your buddies who I think is watching this, Remco, another Aussie out there who is developing some hardware for guitars. So now what I do is I work for SolidWorks. So you guys may, I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I've got one with SolidWorks.
Yeah, CAD program. Most people who design stuff usually know what it is. But yeah, so that's my other background is in engineering. And
the pick box was designed on SolidWorks.
There you go. And it's funny when you held that up when I was waiting to come in. I was like, oh, I bet they designed that in SolidWorks.
Yeah, it was actually.
But yeah, so Doug's buddy Remco is using SolidWorks to design that bridge piece. He just
that bridge
there, and
all this stuff here.
We were just talking shop, and
very nice.
Yeah, I love it because it's like, even though I'm, not technically an MI, I'm just removed one layer, but I still get to work with all the great companies. I mean, Yamaha is one of our customers. All these other companies are our customers. In fact, another friend of mine who's in the these guys will know it, the kind of guitar manufacturers area in Sun Valley over there. They're using SolidWorks too to do their designs. So it's like I never left, right? I just get to work with more people now. So hey, there he is.
There he is. Hey, Remco. Yeah, that's cool, man.
And another thing, Remco and I were talking about, and you guys will all know this from being at NAMM and stuff, is how small the music industry really is. You guys aren't that far from me, and Remco and I were well, you are, but I mean Mike and these dudes at the Bakersfield. But even so, we're far away. I was talking to Remco, who's lives near you.
7 minutes. Yep, 7 minutes away.
He was telling me about a guy he was working with. He's like, yeah, I think he's in Ventura. I'm like, dude, that's like 20 minutes from me. I'm in Ventura County. So it's
Frank, my band members live in Ventura, and we play there twice a month.
Yeah. See, there you go. So it's like, everybody's so connected. I love it because it's a nice, like, tight-knit family. When we go to these guitar camps or we go to NAMM, it's always like a family reunion. So and everybody's always super cool. So I love meeting new folks in the industry, and
well, it's good that you guys have met so you can meet in real life.
Absolutely.
Once all the dust settles, let's do it. Let's
you can both come to my gig then, hey?
Yeah.
If I come back to the States.
You know what? Why don't you play at the Canyon Club down the street, and then we'll all go there and see you play.
That'd be close for you.
Yes, that's very, very true. Yeah,
it's cheaper for one person to fly to America than it is for the three of us to go.
Hey, how about instead of the Canyon Club, let's play at the Baked Potato? That's probably one of my favorite.
Oh
yeah, cool.
That's a great venue too. Yeah.
Do you know Stefik? Do you know Stefik? He's a guitarist. 12-foot Ninja. Do you know Stefik?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a guitarist in 12-foot Ninja, yeah.
That was another thing that we just got talking, and I happened to mention to him, that I work on Variax. He goes, oh, so you must know Stevik. I've been, talking with that guy, too, and it's just like, everybody knows everybody, so it's
right.
Definitely can't afford to burn a bridge in MI.
Oh, absolutely not.
Everybody will know. But
there you go. That's cool, man. So do you want to maybe plug your show? Because I know you said you got to go do prep for your show.
I'm just going to be unboxing like a few instruments, guitars, of course, that arrived today, actually. They were supposed to arrive on Wednesday. But
your mail system still works. That's cool, man.
Yeah, man. Thank goodness for UPS, FedEx, and the Postal Service, as much as I give the postal guys hell. But, God bless them. So
they got more sass now. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'll be on my YouTube channel. If anybody feels like joining, I'm updating my technology as we speak, so it might be a little ill prepared as I had hoped it to be, but we're winging it. I just love hanging, so it's all good.
And do you have any suggestions for small business to help grow the business at all?
Yeah, I mean the web is really, I think, the ticket today. I mean it's funny because I think online sales
Hey,
and
Hiram.
marketing and shopping helps elevate the small businesses, while you see some of the bigger box retailers, it's kind of taken away from them. They're the ones that have stuff to lose, and nothing against them. I mean, you know, they were my, customers and reps,
Right.
where I previously worked. But that, you know, I think in my experience, the music retail industry is a bit further behind than the rest of consumer retail. It
Okay.
seems like that paradigm shift, hasn't really changed so much. Everyone thinks about, it's got to be in Guitar Center for it to be a success, and it's like, no, it doesn't. You could, these guys could sell direct all day long.
Yeah.
That's kind of, people always talk about the downside of globalism and a global economy, but there's a lot of upsides as well. I mean, shit, like, how would we be interfacing right now, right? You're on the other side,
Right.
not just the other side, but the other hemisphere of the world, right?
Yeah, our toilet goes the other way, man, when we flush it. So,
Does it? I've always wondered that. So
Yeah.
you can confirm? All right, good.
Yes.
So, but yeah, but yeah, I would say that, the power of technology, what be it, SolidWorks to design stuff, or e-commerce to sell stuff, or third-party logistics to be able to ship globally. I think there's just so many opportunities and advantages for anybody. It could be a business of one, or a business of 10,000. I think the playing field is becoming more level, so that just gives opportunities for more innovation, and for us as consumers, right? I'm a consumer. I'm a player, just like all
Yeah.
of us here. It's great because it just gives us more choices, right? Like when we go to NAMM and we see how many freaking guitar companies that
Yeah.
like builders there are.
And under flush.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like insane when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's almost option paralysis, but it's kind of cool in a way too, because it's like no matter what, you can find something that meets your needs,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
and as musicians, I think that just helps us all get, craft our unique voice, right? We're not all stuck with, okay, I've got like 3 options, a Strat, a Tele, or a Les Paul, right? And it's either
That's all you need.
yeah, right, or a Deluxe or a Marshall, right? Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, my ideal pedal board isn't pedals at all. It's just a rack of heads and cabs behind me, and you have a switcher for cabs and
Wow.
heads, and you can alter any of them. I mean, that's
yeah.
That's it for me.
I always say, it's a great time to be a musician because there's so many options available. If that's the workflow that you want to do and that's how you want to work, there's the way to do
That's
it.
it. That's it. Yeah.
absolutely.
Just got to pay us more.
Exactly.
Coming from the
Good.
traveling musician, more money.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Making
Yeah,
the same thing I was making years ago. So
SB5.
Well, it's funny. Before I jump off, I'll share this picture that I found just a few hours ago, and it's totally true. I don't know if you guys can see it when I hold it up, but
There we go. So, hang on, I'll just blow it up. Hang on, keep it there, keep it there. Here we go. And pull it back just like a centimeter or an inch in American talk. All right, so the music never dies. Okay, music is consistent. All right, so that's a priority of what you spend your
relative
money.
importance in 2020 so far. Music is steady to rising. Of course, cars and shaving has gone down. Internet up, and then the most important, sweatpants. That's the purple line. I'm actually wearing shorts for once, but my uniform of the day is sweatpants. I'm in calls with customers with my company polo with the logo, but nobody can see that I'm wearing sweatpants.
Rock and roll, man.
So
That's
nice
all right,
meeting
well,
you guys. Nice
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
nice meeting you.
good to see you, man.
Fair.
Okay.
I will I'll look forward to it. I might be jump on your channel at the end, but thanks for popping in, man. I'll speak to
Yeah,
you soon.
man. Have fun, man. You guys are making great stuff. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
See you, man. Bye. There we go.
Very nice.
So, yeah, well, there you go. Because he's an amazing guy to know. Very, very well connected. So hopefully that contact will come to fruition. You guys can meet in person. So,
That'd
you
be
know,
awesome.
any contact's a good contact. So, have we gone through all your products? Have we? Is there any other ones?
No, for right now, what I'm offering, I think that we hit the boost pedal, the compressor, and the AB switcher, and
the volume
the
pedal.
volume pedal, which is turning into be more of a sell for me than the original boost, just because it makes more sense in the circuit line, or in the signal flow, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
I do have a couple pedals that I've built, and I want to shout out to Mad Bean Pedals. Brian, thank you for sending me the Flunky.
Yeah, I'll just zoom in. Here we go.
It's an Ottawa,
Oh, wow.
and
Cool.
it is a crossbreed, I want to say, between a DOD and something else, but it's had a lot. He went through and fixed a lot of the tone issues through it, and I've done some tweaks to it too as well. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, just if you guys are into DIY pedals, you're getting into it, check out Mad Bean Pedals. The guy is an absolute mad scientist. Anything you want, he can send you a circuit board, and he gives you full schematics, shopping list,
Awesome.
notes on how to do the builds, and it makes it really fun for the DIY, which is a big part of the community we want to support. And hopefully in the next 5 or 6 months, I'm working, like I said, with the local music store here at Bakersfield Sound Co. We're going to try to help bring some of this to fruition here in Bakersfield to make it easier to get components, because Radio Shack's gone. Everything is online, and it's a 120-mile drive from Bakersfield to try to get a transistor or an op amp or even a 100K resistor, anything.
Right.
So we're going to try to bring some stuff local, and then maybe get into the internet market as well.
Wow, that's awesome, man. And what was the question I was going to ask? With the volume pedal, I think it's really, really cool that you're putting two functions into one footprint on the pedal board. And so do you have any other combination ideas on the boil, or is that top secret?
Right now, I'm kind of at a standstill because I can't get any more components from my supplier because of COVID-19.
Oh.
So everything's been put on the back burner. One of my favorite places to get components from is Small Barrel Electronics, and they're at a standstill. I only buy from them for components because they test all their components out. They sell top quality stuff, and I never have any issues. Shipping might be a little long, but that's okay.
Yep.
But right now, I'm just kind of focusing on staying afloat with the circuits we have, and I've been doing like a lot of guitar repair as well. I'm also getting into the luthier stuff and doing a lot of electronic work on guitars for the local music shops and local musicians here. Pickup swaps, adjustments, neck adjustments, setups.
Yep.
So just trying to beat COVID, man. I mean.
Yeah, right. Because at the end of the day, it's a connections business, the music business, isn't it? I think a lot of people miss that, and they come in with negative attitudes. But the 10-year-old kid who's playing today, well, he's going to be 27 soon, and pumping out some cool stuff. Here we got Frank here. Frank, check out John Cusack. He's starting to make parts available.
What's up, Frank?
Do you guys know Frank?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Well, Frank, send me a message. We might get you on, Frank, if you're listening. Send me a message, and we might pop you on.
Hey, I don't know what's happening with this streaming stuff, but I went from 100% battery life to 10%.
Oh, right. Well, you're probably going to fall out.
I tried to log in through the laptop while we were chatting, and
was that you, was it? I kicked that person out. I didn't know.
You kicked me out.
Yeah. I didn't know who that was. But okay, that's cool. Well, and also maybe Teddy, can you tell us a bit about some famous things that happened in Bakersfield? Because I know you got a awesome drag racing circuit there.
We've got we had, when I was growing up, one of the most famous drag strips around. Not the most famous, but it was visited 2 to 3 times a year. It's called Formosa Drag Strip, and it was
Try the
famous for
laptop.
March meets every March. All the
Wow.
famous, the mongoose and the snake and Big Daddy Don Garlits. I mean, it was all the people we grew up watching. And there's a lot of other names now, but I grew up with the early stuff. And it was a place we would go to quite often. It's only 23 miles away, and one of the fastest quarter miles on the planet. So that was pretty cool. And then the country music, of course. I mean, here we are. We're the country music capital of the world, really.
Yeah, wow, that's cool.
We were doing it before Nashville was.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was long before. And I have a lot of friends of mine whose parents were actually part of the Wrecking Crew, which was the Capitol Records, recording crew.
Wow.
Grew up with guys like Gene Moles. Eugene Moles is Gene's son. He's a Nashville studio guy now, but Gene was part of the Wrecking Crew. He came to Bakersfield with Noki Edwards from the Ventures from Seattle when they moved here.
Wow.
There's a lot of history here before Buck and Merle made it famous.
Wow, that's amazing.
Tons of old school, and I learned a lot about this and got to play with a lot of these guys because my sister ended up marrying a guy named Bobby Durham, and Bobby was he was nominated for Entertainer of the Year and he had a #1 hit the year I was born. So I was the young guy in '61, and he was already established, So he got me introduced to a lot of people in his circles, and that's what got me.
I'm telling you what, the stories I got to hear from Bobby Durham of his younger days on the strip with Elvis Presley.
Wow.
Guys.
It was I mean, he's done it all. He's been around. I mean,
and all these guys were there, growing up. Like, when Bobby first had his first recording sessions at Capitol Records, Merle Haggard was his bass player and Glenn Campbell was his guitar player.
Glenn Campbell was. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, they go back as they all kind of came out together. Like Merle wasn't quite famous yet. Buck was already famous a little bit. There's just so much going on so quickly in this mecca right here. And it's funny. I mean, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys would come through here, Maddox Brothers and Rose, all these vaudeville acts. And so it all kind of just started here because the Fruit Tramps and the Okies coming to work.
That's amazing. That's amazing experience. You guys get to have all that on tap and, just go downtown and that's who's playing. That's amazing. That's really, really cool.
We've always had great music come out of here. We've had famous bands like Korn is from Bakersfield.
Oh, wow.
We got Monty Byram. Monty's had several record deals. He's produced David Lee Roth and Eddie Money, Huey Lewis and the News. I mean, there was a lot of other things going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, right.
There. And the thing I love about it the most was that the older guys, when I was young,
Chris?
They would just bring you on in, and you're going to get better on stage or you didn't get to play. And
all right.
They didn't shun you. They brought you in and pretty much
honed your craft. I've just got, just while you want to swap over phone to laptop, I'm just going to bring Frank Falbo's on the line. So you're going to bring Frank in. So here we go, ready to drop. And hey, Frank, how you going, sir?
How's it going?
Yeah, good to see you, sir. So these, there we go. So these guys, they're just down the road, are they?
I do. I remember that fantastic boost pedal from NAMM.
Yes. I think you introduced me to Mike.
Could have, yeah.
He did.
I think your laptop is facing the wrong way there, Mike, your other laptop.
I know.
Yeah, we're looking at your coffee cups or whatever that is.
Oh, how do you do this?
Turn it around.
Here, the flip button. I'll show you how it works. You hit the flip button, and then you get it turned around, and that's the board that I had at the show.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this isn't going to work for me. I'm going to have to get back into the...
Okay. All right. That's cool. Yeah, so have you been working on anything else cool, Frank?
Me? No, I'm just watching your show. That's what I'm working on.
Yeah. And
I just pretty much
That's nice.
sleep all day, and then I wake up when the alert comes in that your show is on.
oh, that's awesome. Thank you, sir. With sorry, just with Mike there, we might have to shut down the other feed, man. I've just muted you because there's a an echo in the house.
Yeah, shut down the other.
Yeah, shut down the other feed. And how long?
Turn it off.
So Frank, how long have you been
Can
using
you
the?
go back to Mike Spanke instead of STS and kick STS off?
Okay, done. Here we go.
Why
There we
is
go.
this
Done.
not working now?
So Frank, how long have you
There we
been using the STS stuff?
I just saw it, like I said, they brought it to me at NAM, and you know, there was a few pedals at NAM, that being one of them, where everybody, like, you know, there's so many pedals that come out, and you're like, what, you know, this is great, but I don't understand why it exists. You know what I mean? And so it seemed to me like everything these guys were working on had a reason for being, you know, and that's probably the, you know, I don't know, that's the, you know, that's probably the highest praise in today's times that you can give, you know, in such a saturated market, you know, is that, you know, you have something that's just worthy of existing instead of just being something else in a different color or something with a little different clipping, you know, diode in it or something like that, you know. So yeah, that stuff sounded great, and it's got, you know, it's got some good set of features on it, you know, and that's key.
And I think compliment that you gave me, Frank, was like, I'm sorry I put it after all those Boss pedals on my board. And I was like, it's okay, because that was the comment that you made that made me realize that circuit wasn't just a good boost circuit, but it was a phenomenal buffer too.
Yeah. So
when I got back from NAM and I'm working it in these volume pedals, it's amazing.
Frank, did you see the volume pedal?
Yeah, I tuned in right as you guys were talking about, like, the buffer right at the end of that.
Just slightly cracking the boost and letting the transistor work a little bit excites the electrons enough, or the circuitry enough, just to regain your mids and your highs through the sweep. It does not change. It's incredible from hill to toe on a volume pedal. And I've never used a volume pedal before because of that reason.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. I mean, I don't use it either. I don't use volume pedals, but I'm a big, like, pinky swell guy. So I've been, you know, pinky swelling since I was in, I don't know, high school or something. I saw Phil Keggy play, you know what I mean? And I watched one of his instructional videos or something. And so I got onto that to the point where, like, now I feel like, you know, if I had to kind of train my foot to do it instead, I wouldn't really like it. And I don't do a lot with volume, like After Effects. But the thing is, you got to, you know, for me, what difference does that make? What I like, you know what I mean? If you take yourself out of that headspace and put yourself into seeing, I mean, I see so many people, whether it's church worship, you know, bands or whatever, I see so many people relying on that volume pedal as a volume. And at the end, like you guys said, you know, you throw a buffer at the end and it can make a big difference, because I see that, and I see so many people use it as a master volume, right? As a master shutoff and stuff like that. So not just for swells, but like I said, to turn off their signal. And so there's been relatively, you know, there hasn't been that much advancement in the world of volume pedals. And to boot, it's like we still are dealing with weirdness when it gets down to zero, or weirdness when you're all the way up. And so, no, I think from what I've seen, that design is fantastic. I have, like on the board that I have here, here's that chain of 4 Boss pedals in a row that are sitting inside of. They're sitting in their own loop, you know what I mean? So I can get those out, you know. And so this little 4-banger of a loop, it basically pulls this guy out or in, this guy out or in, this pair is out or in. All the Bosses are out or in. But at the end, like right behind this little guy, this sounds so much better with a buffer in front, at the end of it, behind it. So I have like a Cornish buffer type circuit sitting in there under the board, you know, underneath, you know, for that. But the point is, by the time you get off, you know, I have a buffer up front, you know, I got an AB box, and by the way, your AB is brilliant. I have a couple little LEDs to tell me which one, you know, is on. But that AB is fantastic. I would love to have had a laser to carve out an A and a B in this thing. But
I can send you one, Frank.
No my gosh, that's fantastic.
There you go.
Yeah.
Connection.
That's right. It's all about relationships, right? But no, the point is, so by the time I get to
Oh, we just lost Frank.
You know, I don't know if you guys. Am I still here? Did you lose me?
We just lost that last sentence. If you
I can't
you
hear
said
you. Wait 1 second.
we just lost that last sentence. Oh, okay. Resetting.
Oh my gosh! I just got a phone call, which means that now I can't hear you well.
Okay. Can you hear us now? Over.
So yeah, your audio went away.
Oh, that's all right.
For me.
That's
But
for a second, 'cause
even all right. So everyone, stop talking because I can't hear you. I'll just finish what I'm saying and then I'll just get out of here. All I was saying was that a buffer at the end of a big board is almost as important as having a buffer at the beginning. So my hats that I'm not wearing off to you guys.
Thank you.
And I will let you go. I'll see you guys.
Can't wait to
Thanks
come
for
hang
having
out
me.
with you.
Keep up the good work. You guys are awesome. Take care.
See you,
Thanks,
Frank.
brother.
See you, Frank. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Frank has golden ears, right? So he was actually involved in the Fluence tuning pickups, for Fishman product.
Yeah.
And for Frank to actually say that about you guys, what you guys are doing, is an amazing compliment to the circuit designing, because his sets of ears, or his set of ears singularly, is dead set amazing. Because he also worked with Greg Koch to tune pickups. I mean, who says they can tune pickups? Like, what the hell?
I watched him. We do it for
wow.
That's how we met him. We was at LSL Guitars, and Carl Verheyen was there, and Frank was there adjusting the Fluence pickups for Carl.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
That's how we met Frank.
Who can do that? Like, seriously,
Carl's
yeah.
like, I just want a little bit of the mids out of it, and Frank's like, okay, hold on 1 second. No, we got this.
Yeah. But someone is Scoey. He says, I came in late. What are these pedals called? What's the web address? Do you want to answer that, Mike?
Yeah, so right now we don't have a fully functioning website. I'm working on it.
Instagram?
Instagram, STS Effects at Instagram. If I can get it this way.
Okay, I'll hang on. Let me zoom in. Hang on, hold it there. And just pull it back like an inch in American speak. A little bit more. There we go. You guys don't have centimeters, do you? STS Effects. Yeah, well, that's sensational, man. Like, it's awesome. As you said, you saw Frank tuning a set of pickups, which is just like tuning a guitar is one thing, but when you think about that, if anyone's watching, well, there are people watching. Tuning pickups, like how they respond, it's another ball game. Like, you have to be so
another ball game with the Fluence, because it's not like a traditional pickup where you could just unwind or mess with them that way. These are circuit board pickups.
Yeah.
Like, and he's tuning these pickups. It was crazy to watch.
Crazy, yeah. He's very, very inspirational dude. He's always doing some really, really cool stuff. He's a pain in the bum. Okay, what's that? Oh, it's a pain in the bum tuning the pickup. Yeah, because Scoey, he's a Telecaster builder here in Brisbane, Australia, and he winds his own pickup. So he's just saying tuning the pickup's a pain in the bum by doing the winding.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So, is there any other cool things that might be involved with Bakersfield there? I know we all sort of, maybe Teddy, if you want to quickly tell us about the car that you guys been.
What's that?
The Craig Breedlove, I think we were talking about.
Oh yeah. So being in Bakersfield here, it's like my dad and mother moved here a year before I was born, and they were in LA. And my dad was working for North American Aviation. He's working for Easy Lift in the experimental engineer, and so he met Craig Breedlove because my mom and him were friends with Craig's new wife, Lee Breedlove, and so one thing led to another, and my father got to work with Goodyear and Mickey Thompson to build the car, the Spirit of America, which actually set the land speed record many years ago. The speed record was broken 5 or 6 years later, but in the early 60s, the Spirit of America, beautiful car. It was designed by Goodyear and Mickey Thompson.
Again, I'm just going to see if I can cut to a picture of that. So your father worked on this car, which is just sensational. I'm a motor car and bike enthusiast, so here we go. So this is what it looks like. The Spirit of America. Here we go. Can everyone see that? Can you see
There
that?
it is.
So your father worked on that, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you remember what that car is actually powered with? I guess I could probably read it, but I'm just asking.
I believe it. I'm guessing a little bit, but I believe it's a rocket motor, like a jet engine.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing,
It's not a
man.
combustion engine. And
I mean,
it's funny because it still holds the land speed record for the fastest woman with Lee Breedlove, which was his wife, and Lee is still alive, actually.
wow, that would
Greg
be.
lost his record because Blue Flame beat it. But
I was actually in a
yeah, he got the
band.
record.
I was actually. Sounds crazy, but I was actually in a band called Blue Flame. True
No
story.
kidding.
Yeah, it was actually named after that car, the Blue Flame.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Well, the Blue Flame is the one that broke his record and still
Right.
holds it.
because my father is an aviation and anything that goes fast enthusiast. Oh, Dad's an engineer. He worked for Mack Trucks, so he had a lot to do with the airbag suspension design and aerodynamics. Another
Nice.
story for another day. But here's Scoey petrol. What does he say? Petrol heads forever. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not just
Cool.
music.
It's not just music. Yeah. But I think
Guitars
yeah,
and guitars go together.
yeah, and maybe
They
just.
all surround the same thing, right? Women.
Oh my God.
And money.
But I think it's really cool that you guys are still living in a place where so much ingenuity happened from the 60s, right? Just kept growing and growing and growing, getting better and better. So, can I ask maybe the background of yourself, Mike, like the technical background to work on a circuit that some of the gurus in the industry are appreciating?
Wow, there isn't much of one. I started out when I was younger doing electrical residential, just roping houses and getting the lights on and doing panels. But at night, I was playing 3-4 nights a week for a lot of years with the local band. And then I was always curious about the pedals. I'd have a pedal mess up, I would fix it myself. A lot of Ibanez pedals and switches going out and
Yeah.
jacks going out.
Right.
Learn how true bypass switches work. But really, it's been really a lot of studying over the last year on exactly how the electron production of a transistor or PNP versus NPN, JFET, MOSFET, or op amp, dual op amp circuits, like really jumping in and learning. It's all been self-taught. There's so much good information on the internet these days.
Right.
It's insane.
Well, there's a lot of friends out there too who are like Brian Wampler, for example. Brian has stepped up and said anything you need. I mean, there's other people too. There's whatever help they can give. They're not worried about you being a competitor. They're like, hey, check this out. We'll help you do this. We'll help you do
Absolutely.
that.
But I think I think what you're doing is it's a compliment to yourselves that you're turning heads with a brand new product that's out there, and people at the top of the game, they're like, wow, this is really, really cool stuff. So thank you for the endorsement, man. So I plan to do lots of shredding with it and show it off. So that'll be
I
awesome.
appreciate you even taking it back with you. That was awesome. I mean, I went into NAMM going, okay, I can't afford a booth this year, but I'm going to walk through and I'm going to meet as many people with the positive attitude as I possibly can. And Avi with Shabbat Guitars goes, hey, brother, put one on my board here at the booth.
Oh, wow.
And
Cool.
then I ran into Frank, and Frank's like, dude, just throw one on my board. And it happened with 2 or 3 other people, and I came up with a really good relationship with AA pedal boards.
Wow.
I'm working with, oh my goodness, if I can't remember his name right now.
Just say double A.
Anyways, Walter from
Okay.
AA pedal boards. So
Awesome,
we're doing
awesome.
a sponsoring type of deal where I'm sending him pedals. He sent me a pedal board, and right now he sent me the TAM 45, which is just so big I could actually get a small shot of it over here, and you can
Wow.
check it out on my Instagram page.
Yeah.
But lightweight, rugged construction. It's ready to go. There's no aftermarket plugins for your import effects loops.
Wow.
And the price point is phenomenal for what you get.
Yeah.
It comes with the carrying case. Not trying to sell them out too much, but they are awesome. They are
Awesome. No, that's good.
The switch on and off. So that was a great relationship that I established from NAMM, which speaks to a lot of the NAMM Foundation and how it works. Just a small town guy from Bakersfield with the idea of this pedal and a few others who doesn't have the means to afford $15,000 for a booth. I still make connections, and we still make things happen. He's in New York. The business is out of Argentina, and we're working together seamlessly.
Awesome, man.
And it's phenomenal how progressive the internet's taken the music industry.
We'll have to stay in touch, because I've got some awesome tech videos coming up, live streams. I've been throwing lines out, and it's been amazing stuff that's coming back. So you'll have to stay connected. So I'll try and drop you guys back in when we do another like heavy tech talk. So, but yeah, maybe you want to just repeat, just as we're winding up, just how that people get in contact with you to get your product.
So you can reach me at STS Effects. I have my email, stseffects@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Facebook under STS Effects at Facebook, or under Mike Spanke at Facebook. I don't know why Facebook made me have 2 pages, but they did. It's unfortunate. And yeah, my cell phone number's on there for the business. The email address is on there. I think even my business address is on there as well. So
awesome.
There's no excuses. If you want to order a pedal, you can get to us.
Order it.
Or just communicate with us, Steven.
All right. Well, thank you for both on the show, and we'll probably wrap it up about there. But just stay on the line as I'll just roll this, and I'll talk to you after the thing. But thanks, everyone. So please don't forget, as I'll just pull you guys out of the stream for a sec, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Doug DeJong. And also, please like Doug DeJong Music on Facebook. Anyway, I've got some awesome stuff coming up, so stay tuned next time. Over and out.